Hey, what's up? My name is Angela. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about these 7 books that I read in the month of June. I feel like I read so much, but at the same time didn't read it all, and I don't know why that is, but here I have 6 books, and then I listened to 1 book on Audible. So the first book that I read this month was The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. I actually have this physical book, but I did read it on Kindle Unlimited. If you don't know this book and you're like me who waited forever to pick it up and read it, it's about Millie, and she is the housemaid for the Winchester family. She cleans their home, she watches and picks their daughter up from school, she cooks for them, and Nina just seems to hate her and be so backwards and kind of like very back and forth with Millie. Like, she blames her for things that she didn't do, where she'll say, oh no, I told you that this had to be done, but she never actually said anything to Millie about it. So one day she just wants to be Nina so bad. She doesn't understand why she has all of these things when she doesn't deserve it and things like that. She's like really feeling some way towards Nina's husband Andrew. So one day she decides to try on one of Nina's white pristine dresses, and that's when she realizes that her attic bedroom only locks from one side. So the ending part of this, and what really like grabbed me and made me want to read it, was, but I reassure myself, the Winchesters don't know who I really am. They don't know what I'm capable of. I rated this book 4.5 stars. I absolutely love this one. This was a great way to start off the month. I had a lot of theories while reading this, and Freida McFadden books always like throw me through the loop. I don't always see it. Like, whatever comes to my mind on what's really happening, I have to just ignore that and be like, okay, what really could be happening here? So the theory that I had was obviously completely wrong. I was so shocked by the twist, but I was so happy with it. Like, I was like, whoa, I did not see that one coming. That was so good. And the epilogue, if you know, you know. But I'm scared to read the next, because I think there's 2, The Housemaid's Secret and something else. I think there's 2 more after this one. I'm scared to read it because I heard that the second one wasn't all that great, so I'm a little nervous, but I did download that one on Kindle Unlimited if I want to try it out and just see. But this was a great way to start off the month. I thought that this one was amazing, and I was so happy to have read this one. The next book that I read this month was the first book in the Brutal Birthright series, which was Brutal Prince. This one is about the Griffins and the Gallows. They are both battling for control of Chicago's underworld for generations. They're like it's like a mob kind of romance. So here are the Italians, and they are the Irish. I think they're Irish mafia, and then she's the Italian mafia. So I thought that this one, I give this one 3 stars. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't anything like life-changing. It was very, very short. I don't even think it hit 300 pages. No. I did really love the characters. I thought Ada was so funny and like so just like, I'm the youngest, I'm the girl. Like she was like for lack of better terms, like she was a badass, and I really, really liked her. I also loved Callum. Like, I believe he was the oldest sibling, and he had that oldest sibling kind of energy to him, and I thought it was really interesting. I liked the story. I felt like for today's like world that it was kind of like unrealistic with the fact that they had to get married. It says that on the back, so I'm not spoiling anything here, but he's determined to tame his headstrong new bride, but A is more than capable of giving as good as she gets, starting with poisoning Callum on their wedding night. The funniest thing I've ever read. I know I read it on the back before I started reading the book, but I was still like shocked at that, and I thought it was so funny because I was like, you're awesome, I love you. She is a really good female main character, and I really enjoyed reading about her. He wasn't like my favorite, but he was still good. Like, I still liked them. I am excited to continue on with the series. I think I have the next 1 or 2 books for this, so I will be continuing on because they're quick and they're very easy reads, but I felt like them having like an arranged marriage because of whatever was kind of unrealistic, but it was still good. It just wasn't great. It was just simply like, it was good. I liked it. The next book that I read was The Hotel Nantucket by Ellen Hildebrand. This one is about Lisbeth Keaton, and she just broke up with her longtime boyfriend, and then she was named the general manager of the Hotel Nantucket that now is like, this guy just came in and he bought it and he redid it, spent so much money on it, and wanted to get what is the word that I'm looking for? That 5-star or 5-key review from this social media kind of influencer person who comes in and reviews hotels anonymously, and he wants so bad to get this 5-key like kind of review because nobody has ever gotten that before, and this influencer has been going around. All in all, I love this book. I gave this one 4 stars. It wasn't, I don't know, like I'm really stuck between like the 4.5 to 5-star rating. I don't think that I would go all the way to a 5-star, but I thought this was amazing. I love Ellen Hildebrand's books because I love all the characters and how they're connected and how deep everybody is and like just how complex everything is. This took me I feel like it took me a little bit to get through, but that was like more on my part of just not having time to read. I loved when I found out who the influencer was giving out the 5 keys, because I was so shocked at so many different points in this that I was like, whoa, that's really what's happening. And I loved the side thing that was going on with the ghost and just hearing about all of their lives. That's what I love so much about the books, is they're just so complex and deep. So I put on Goodreads 4. However, I don't remember if this was like a 4.5. Like, I really have to start writing the reviews back on there again so that I know when I go back and do my videos. But this one was so good. I highly recommend Ellen Hildebrand. I love her. I will be picking up another Ellen Hildebrand book this month. I refuse not to. It is the summer of Ellen Hildebrand, but this one was so good. It's been on my TBR cart for so long, and I'm happy that I read it this month. Next, I read One Italian Summer by Rebecca Searle. This one was our book club read for the month of June. So if you want like more of an in-depth kind of review on this one from me and my friends, we just filmed that video yesterday. So that one will be coming up, I think 2 weeks after this was filmed. I could be wrong on that, because I might switch around my schedule a little bit. But all of our thoughts and reviews and stuff like that is going to be in that video, and that will be coming out very, very soon. But this one is about Katie Silver, and her and her mother are very, very close, and her mother passes away, and Katie is literally left reeling. She doesn't know what to do. Her mother is her best friend, her everything. She can't be in a world without her. They had this trip planned to go to Italy, and her mom wanted her to go to Italy with her so bad because that's where she went, and she's like, you need to experience it. Once you go, you'll just want to keep on going and stuff like that. So then when her mother passes away, she's like, I still have to go. Like, I want to go. Then when she goes to Italy and she wants to go, she has this whole itinerary that her mom put together that they were supposed to do together, and she plans to go and follow this itinerary that her mom put together. She runs into her mother, Carol, in the flesh, healthy and suntanned, and 30 years old. Without spoiling too much, how do I word this without ruining the book? How she ran into her mom. Didn't love that part, because I think that it could have been done differently. All in all, like the quotes on this and the way that the author explains grief and how you feel when you lose a parent, it makes so much sense. That part was so good. The quotes in this kind of book, like, it's amazing. I think she painted the picture of the Amalfi Coast like so beautifully. It makes me want to go. Like, look at that cover. Are you kidding? Like, I want to go. But I only rated this one 3 stars. I didn't think it was like amazing. I read In 5 Years. Right? Is it In 5 Years? I keep messing up that. I think it's In 5 Years. In 5 Years a while ago, and I love that one, but this one just didn't hit like that one. I thought it was good. It just wasn't anything great. One thing that I was just talking about that I don't want to spoil too much is what really made me kind of draw back on my rating. But all in all, it was still a great book, and I love books like this. So I think this is technically considered, is it literary fiction? I don't know. All I do, I read for fun. I have no idea what I'm even talking about. This is just my rambling kind of reviews. But really interesting. Really did like it. It just wasn't amazing, and I think that I was so excited for this one, and I expected more, so it was kind of a letdown. But that one thing that I can't talk about kind of just made me draw back on my rating a little bit. So the next book that I read was Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, which is Part of Your World number 3. However, I didn't know that when I started listening to it on Audible, so this book took me roughly almost 3 weeks to listen to on Audible. I listened to it all throughout the month of June. This one is about Justin, and he has a curse. He puts it on a Reddit thread about every woman that he goes on dates with and whatever. As soon as they break up, she finds her true love. So he puts it on Reddit, and then that's when Emma, who also has basically the same thing, goes on and sees it, and then they message each other and they decide, hey, let's break this curse, let's date each other, and then we'll break up, and then we'll find like our forevers. I thought that this book was going to go a completely different way. I expected this like cutesy, like rom-com, like, oh, ha ha ha, we're both cursed, let's date, we'll find our significant others, and then we will end up realizing that we're in love with each other. This book made me cry. I was crying. It was so deep. I rated this one 5 stars. I think everything that these characters went through, how deep their emotions were, how complex they were. Justin was amazing. I loved Emma. I loved all of the characters. Everyone was so great. I was actually shocked at how much I loved this book. I didn't think that I was going to, because once it started to like veer off on the like cute rom-com-y kind of thing that I was expecting, I loved it. I think that this is my very first Abby Jimenez book, so I was very, very happy to say that I was in love with it. I don't know, just everything about these characters and everything about this book was absolutely amazing. I need to go buy the physical copy so that I can put it up on my shelf, because that was just chef's kiss. So good. The last 2 books that I read in the month of June were Binding and Keeping 13. Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful. Look at the, oh, let me hold it like this. Oh my god, I love them. So I read Binding 13. I read both of these books on Kindle Unlimited because they're both on Kindle Unlimited, and I was not carrying these around because these are like Bible pages, and I will rip them. So I have them both to put them up on my shelf because of course I do. But I read Binding 13, and then yesterday I bought Keeping 13 and Saving 6 and then Taming 7. They did not have Redeeming 6, but I will be buying that and continuing the series. Anyway, I completely understand the hype of the Boys of Tillman series. Destiny Sidwell, I did not think that this was going to be so good. I heard so many, I heard a lot of mixed things about it, but I know Destiny Sidwell read these and swears by them, loves them. I picked it up okay, let me try it. I don't know. It's in Ireland. Let's see. Something different. I don't read anything about rugby. And then I read it. I was like, this is amazing. I can't believe that I waited so long to read this. This one follows Johnny Kavanagh. He is on the rugby pitch. He's on track to be a famous rugby player and play for Ireland. He has a hidden injury that he's keeping a secret from everybody because he's on track to be a famous rugby player and he doesn't want anything to be ruined. And then the shy new girl at Tom in college, the one with sad eyes and concealed bruises, just distracts him from everything. Shannon Lynch is bullied and tortured, and then she arrives at Tom in college after leaving her other school because she was being bullied. She meets the notorious Johnny Kavanagh on her first day and plans to keep a low profile. But then they run into each other, kind of, without spoiling how they meet. And that's it from there. They're obsessed with each other, love each other. Just the whole story of Shannon's family, it's so deep and complex, and Johnny and just him as a character and everybody in there. Gibbsy, I love Gibbsy, I love Claire, I love everybody in this book. I rated this one 4.5 stars, and then I just finished this one right before I picked up the camera, and this is just the continuation of Johnny and Shannon without spoiling this if you did not read it. This picks up immediately after this one. Again, I was reading it on Kindle Unlimited, so as soon as I finished this book, I downloaded this one on Kindle Unlimited immediately and started reading. Again, 4.5 stars. They didn't hit that 5-star mark for me. I don't know why. I just felt like they just didn't give me 5-star feels, but they were still amazing. I don't know how to explain it. It just when I went on to Goodreads to rate them, I was like, I can't hit the 5-star. I don't know why, but they were still amazing. I'm super excited to get to Gibbsy's books. Gibbsy's book, because I think that there's only going to be one, and that's Taming 7, and that's book number 5. So I have a while, but I don't want to rush this, but I also don't want to wait too long to read it, but I don't know. I heard that there's going to be 8 books, and there's only 5 out right now. I could be wrong on that. I saw that on the Boys of Tillman wiki or something like that when I looked it up because I needed to know how many there were going to be. So good. I completely understand the hype of these books. I'm gonna download Saving 6 on Kindle Unlimited, but should I wait? Probably not. I think I'm not gonna wait. But I don't know. We'll see. I just don't want to rush it. You know, that when you are loving something and you're like, no, I can't ruin it by rushing through the entire world. Yeah, I have no chill. I'll just ruin it. Anyway, those are the 7 books that I read this month. I am not shocked that I read 7 books this month. That has kind of been my thing this year, either 7 or 11 books. So we will see in the month of July how many I get through. I'm very happy with all that I read this month. When I'm looking at it, they don't look like big books. These books are 700 pages or something, right? Or on Kindle, it's 700 pages. No, they're not. It's 500 pages, whatever. And you can see the font is so small. I feel like I read a lot but didn't read a lot at the same time when you're looking at it because the month before that all the books were so big. And then when you're looking at them here, it's still a lot, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like they don't look like all the other books. I don't know. But yeah, those are the 7 books that I read in the month of June. Let me know if you read any of the same books either this month or prior, or you plan to read any of the books. Highly recommend The Boys of Tillman, however you say it. Someone please correct me. I don't know how to talk. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you all next month with my next wrap-up. Bye!